And thank you for inviting me here tonight. A little bit about myself. I am married. I'm a father of two. I work at Pacifico Bakery, which my great-grandfather started in 1947. I work alongside my brother and two cousins, and we are responsible for all the day-to-day operations, from mixing all the doughs to shipping everything out. And so that's a little bit about myself. The current state of the city is that we are bankrupt, plain and simple. That's what it comes down to. And we're not doing much to attract new business to relocate here, because people don't want to come to a distressed area. And pension plan for the fire and police should be funded, so there's no liability issue. And there is a lot of property tax exemption in the area. And we need more police and firemen. And how to address these issues is everyone should be taxed equally as far as businesses go. We need to make the city more business friendly and maybe have a progressive tax scale to want to attract business here. So somebody would pay 0% for their first year, and then after 10 years they'd be fully taxable at 100%. We need to increase our tax base. Why I feel like I'm best suited for this is I intend to treat the city as a business and not let politics get in the way. I want to look out for the best interest of the city, and I want to listen to the citizens and be open to suggestions. And plus I'm young and motivated. That's all I have to say, so thank you, and I hope you vote for me.
Will you take some questions?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Matt, I have two questions.
Okay.
I fancy myself a student of local politics. I didn't say authority of local politics. I graduated from Penn State back when Guy Lombardo's music was popular. 1964, a long time ago.
I don't know if Matt knows who that is. Sorry, doesn't.
Most people don't. But anyway, my question is this. We have a city manager form of government. This pertains to Altoona now, naturally. We have a strong mayor, or rather, there is a strong mayor option, and there is a commission form. Commission form of government is not synonymous with strong mayor. But anyway, of the three, which do you think would be the most effective, or is that a premature question?
No, that's a good question. And I saw this in the paper about Sheriff said that we should be a strong mayor, and a couple other people suggested a hybrid. And I agree with that. There should be, the mayor now is a glorified councilman. He really has no power, and the mayor should have some power. He should have the final say, and when it comes to decision making. And so I think a cross between the two would work. I mean, I still think there should be a strong manager, but I think the mayor should have a little bit more influence.
Well, which form would you favor?
Well, if the study commission was talking about a cross between the two, I mean, I'm sure they could say that we had that, right? I mean, I'm not saying I'm in favor of one over the other. I don't think a strong mayor by himself would be good for the city.
Well,
I think the city manager has a lot on his plate, and he does a good job with.
Altoona was commissioned for him for many, many years, and then one of my best friends called me. I was working in Pittsburgh when the the council, or the current form of government, city manager was bad. He felt it was going to be a panacea, which it wasn't. And also he felt that politics would be. I think politics is greater now than it has ever been.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. But anyway, the second question is, would you be in favor of a county government?
I don't know what county government is.
You
Well,
mean getting rid of local government and having county in the middle of the local government?
no. County government would be run probably from Hollidaysburg, and that means that you would knock off all the duplication.
That's what I meant.
County
You wanna get rid
executive,
of local
county
government?
council, they have that up in Erie.
No.
Everywhere else in the
No,
country with
not
Pennsylvania.
really. But I think that, I was surprised when and maybe I'm wrong, AC, no, you weren't there, but on last week's weekend wrap-up with the Republicans, with the GOP, they had Joe Weekland on the second half. He's been city manager for 17 years.
Yeah.
And if I understood right, my hearing isn't 100%, but he said, they asked him, would you be in favor of a county government versus the way it is now, where with all the municipalities? And he said unequivocally, yes. I don't know.
No, I wouldn't be in favor of that.
Because you would save an awful lot of money, but the effectiveness would be,
You're talking about the consolidation of services?
yeah.
Yeah.
The question he was asked was about consolidating municipalities.
Yeah.
Like almost every other state in the union except Pennsylvania. I think what most people have tried to support, or I've tried to support, and a lot of other folks, is not consolidation of municipalities, but consolidation of some services at least.
Yeah.
That would be more
Like Allegheny
efficient.
County, Maryland, the ambulance, the hospital, the sheriff, all
Like
that.
every
Yeah.
county in Maryland,
Right.
every county in Virginia, every county.
The
in Ohio.
only trouble with that system is people in Hancock, it takes them a half an hour to get some Allegheny sheriff from Hagerstown come to Hancock.
Well, you'd still have stations. I mean, there's ways to do that, but that's, we're talking years down the road before anything like that would happen, I think.
To expand on that a little bit, there's two things, both those questions. My great uncle used to work for the city under the old commission system, and I work for the city now in the Bureau of Engineering, so I'm actually a civil servant rather than I mean, it's a little bit different. The consolidation of services there's a good argument for that, or consolidation, so that regulation from the county applies to every municipality. There's no duplication or difference. We get calls a lot from people who, the last call I got was from a guy in North Carolina who was like, we'd like to build something here, and what's the stormwater regulation? And he's describing a place in Allegheny Township. And I'm like, that's Allegheny Township. He goes, no, it says right here, 16602 Altoona. I'm like, no, it's Allegheny Township. He goes, well, what's the stormwater regulation? I'm like, I have no idea. And he's like, well, what's yours? I said, that wouldn't pertain. He goes, well, what's the county? I said, that wouldn't pertain. And as you go through this, you can tell he's going back to his client and saying, hey, you know where we need to build? Virginia, or we need to build in South Carolina. And there's a reason for that. So there's some advantages to having the kind of fractured 1600 century, circa 1600 government that we have. But there's some, for modern people from the other 49 states that try to move here, they have some issues with that. I'm not saying you should change something or not change something. I'm just saying I see
There's
it.
benefits against it too. I mean, I like living in my township, but I don't have all the rules and regulations that you have in Rome.
Right, but don't expect you can have, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm for or against this. I'm saying you can have that, but don't expect people from the other parts of this country to move here to set up businesses. Because I'll tell you right now, they're not going to. They're gonna go, if I have to build here, I'm gonna go into this township or that borough or this village or this city of third class or this county.
Well, that's where the individual municipality would have to do its own marketing around the country
Yeah.
to get their
There's
businesses
places-
into the
There's
township.
places in West Virginia that don't have any zoning laws, and they advertise that, and they're drawing thousands of people.
Right, and you can do that, that's fine. What I'm saying is, if they had a zoning, say you have, Annis Township has no zoning. Well, that doesn't, they still have zoning, because they're still in the water authority, so they still have to meet their codes. And let's say they're gonna do, garbage collection, which is still part of the IRC. So it's not as disconnected as you think it is.
But in West Virginia, they had on the ballot, that people voted.
Can we, I'm sorry, can we get back, questions, any more questions for Matt?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
My question is a little more simple and direct than that. I have heard people talking about you running for mayor, and they said that you work the 3 to 11 shift, is that correct? And how do you
I don't have,
handle city business?
I don't really have set hours. The only definite hours that I have at the bakery is we start at noon every day. And the way it works is with the 4 of us there, there's 2 that stay every night till everything's done, and there's 2 that leave early, and we alternate. We'll have 2 late nights, 2 early nights, so forth. So on some nights like tonight, I was out of there at 3:45 this afternoon. But last night I was there till 10:30. The night before that, we had a power outage, so I was there till 7 a.m. yesterday morning. Went back in at 11:30 yesterday morning. So, I mean, my hours are semi-flexible as far as that goes.
That wouldn't interfere with your being mayor and attending?
Oh, no. If I have something to go to, I can leave the bakery to go to it. Or if it's my early night, I'm already out of work anyways. Yes.
How many city council meetings have you attended?
I've been to 4, I believe. Anybody else?
Anybody else, any more questions? So, if you want to stick around a little bit in case people want
Yeah,
to
sure.
ask you in private,
Yeah.
but thank you very much.
Thank you.
Like I said,